Hello, I'm Erica Crawford, and I am in the Specialist Program at Kennesaw State University for Instructional Technology, and this is a presentation of my Capstone project over professional development on Web 2.0 tools for new teachers. Who is Erica Crawford? Erica Crawford is a graduate of the Fort Valley State University, majoring in middle grade education with a concentration in math and science. Also, I received my master's at Walden University in curriculum and instruction. I have been teaching for years. My first 3 years was at Langford Middle School, World IB School in Augusta, Georgia, and this last year I taught at Point South Middle School in Clayton County. All 4 years I have taught 8th grade mathematics. Extracurricular activities, I am over the Point South Middle School website and also am the head cheerleading coach. I entered Kennesaw State University in the winter of 2016. Point South Middle School. Point South Middle School is located in Clayton County and is also a public Title I school. It has approximately 950 students and it goes from grade 6 to 8th grade. Some of the technology in our school is we have computer labs, one per grade level, which is about 30 computers in each lab. And the total number of mobile Chromebooks is 15 within the entire school. Problem, research, and need. Research states colleges and universities have trouble keeping up with the extensive change in technology, with the need to fit more class requirements into a curriculum already filled with state-mandated courses, and many teachers are finding it difficult to integrate technology education into their preparation program. The problem, there is no training for new teachers and veteran teachers on Web 2.0 tools that can be used in the classroom. So there's a need for continuous learning of Web 2.0 tools. I began my capstone with an interest meeting. My interest meeting was on August 24th at 3:15. I tried to do something catchy was, have you ever wanted to increase the knowledge of using technology in the classroom? Is it time for a change? If you look at the bottom of my flyer, I have the hashtag NewTech17. When going through my student teaching in undergrad, I never took a class that focused on using technology within the classroom. We were only introduced to programs that our professors used and required us to use. Research has stated that they don't have time to teach us technology. At this meeting, I focused on who, what, when, where, and why of the meeting. Technology is for everyone, new and veteran teachers. I gave a brief overview of all the Web 2.0 tools that will be covered. Prior to ending my interest meeting, I had teachers and administration to take a prior knowledge survey to determine what needs to be focused during my professional learnings. So the main questions I had, your name, your grade level, content area, and if you see the questions down, I have basically broken down into the different sessions I'll be having. Microsoft, Promethean, Google, Apple, mind mapping, presentation tools, social media, blogging, and 3D surveys, pools, and video and photo editing. So my project plan, as I said, I had different sessions. My first session focused on Microsoft Office and Promethean boards. I focused on Microsoft Office for approximately 2 hours. During this time, I began going over the basic functions of each office. Then teachers created examples from each office to test out the different functions. The second half of the session focused on the functions of Promethean board. Many teachers were very confused on why we were going over this because only the Department of Exceptional Students had them. But little did they know, this is the entire school would get them next year. Teachers were intrigued with the active slates because they could be in any part of their classroom and write on the board. After each professional session, I had teachers do a self-evaluation after they implemented the parts of the session that they implemented in the classroom. So the survey was basic. Once again, their name, this grade level, the content, and which technology implemented. And were they comfortable with it? Were their students engaged? What was the best part? What was the worst part? And I just asked them to include additional information on what can I help with. Session 2 through 5. This was my favorite session. This took 2 months. We focused on Google Docs, Slide, Forms, Hangout, and Classroom. Many teachers believe that the school had to purchase Google to be able to use it, but that is not the case. Google has many assets that can be used inside the classroom. Once again, Classroom, Google Docs, Slides, Forms, and Hangout. Just like all professional development, I was able to teach, then allow teachers to produce a product to make sure they have understood everything prior to implementing with their students. The most productive part that teachers got was the part of Google is considering a live part, meaning their documents are automatically saved. And that was one thing that teachers loved about it because they didn't have to push a save button. And they also learned that Google is a great part for collaboration with their classmates, with their students, with their teachers. After the Google session, it was 2 months, I had teachers go into other teachers' classrooms that were part of my sessions and just observe them. So the basics, once again, their name, who's the teacher they observed, the grade level of the subject, and which technology they implement. Were the students engaged? Did the teacher look comfortable using the technology? And just some criticism, positive and negative criticism, suggestions for the teachers. What can they work on? Session 6, mind mapping and social media. With mind mapping, my ELA teacher loved this part because we use Glyphy, which was a online diagram software that allows teachers to create flowcharts, diagrams, floor plans, or drawings. And also my math teacher, he loved it too because they used the mapping as where they started for different equations. Social media was one of the biggest discussions that we had throughout all of my sessions. Teachers like, no, we don't want to use social media. But little they know, Facebook and Blackboard are just as like, they're used for communication devices. But when I went to Twitter, teachers were so intrigued on the educational aspect, which using their followers to follow educational Twitters. One of the teachers ended up using Atlanta Journal-Constitution where kids can stay connected with their community. Session 7 was blogging and presentation tools. And session 8 was my favorite, 3D projects, surveys, pools, animation, videos, and comic strips. Teachers did not care about the 3D projects because they believed that it was elementary. The surveys were okay for them. And animation, once again, they feel like it was elementary, but the video, we used screen casting and they loved it. I showed an example of how can you do a lesson when you're not at school. You can record your lesson before, and it's also good for the substitute so she can actually see what you're actually working on and actually play back the directions. And my post survey was our last session. During our post survey, once again, it was basic information, and I believe that the professional learning has increased my knowledge of technology. That could have been a yes. That was on a scale 1 to 5. And I had some positive and negatives of the PLs. One of the positives of the professional learners was using social media in the classroom because he was able to reach the students' interests. Another teacher said that he is glad that he knew how to correctly incorporate different tools into his math lessons. One negative was that they did not have enough time to meet on Saturdays and during the week. I took one Saturday per month and sometimes 2 Saturdays per month. And that was a lot out of some teachers, but I was very intrigued that these teachers wanted to meet more. In my reflection, in completing this capstone project, I developed my skills as a leader in technology facilitation. I was able to overcome my fears of talking in front of adults and realizing that adults are like students. Having a good and successful professional learning for the faculty is an obstacle at itself. As a facilitator, I had to set session standards and norms. Teachers love to have sidebar conversations, and that was one of the biggest things during the first session. And I realized they're just like students. You have to keep them engaged the whole time, or they will get sidetracked. All adults do not learn the same. I also learned that too. You have to go at a pace that everybody can learn. They're just like students. Many of the teachers were shocked that I actually came to their classroom just to check on them. They said that they saw me more than they saw their school mentor. The capstone was a perfect learning experience to prepare me for a technology coaching position. The coursework and knowledge gained from the past year allowed me to be successful. Applying the coursework to my current school situation allowed me to see what the gaps are in learning and culturally. I believe being in this program was a proper training to become a technology leader. Being in this program and completing this project allowed me to notice if a school is providing 21st century teaching and learning. Thank you.